I remember growing up in LA, my mom and my aunts, we would be in a grocery store and we would have a cart full of groceries, but the people behind us would have two carts full of groceries. And these would be people that we would know, and they would be getting all their groceries paid for by the government, and we had to pay with our own money. How is that fair? That's a permanent class of people that will forever be indebted to you. Those will always that's a complete voter base. So in a way, it's just another way for you to buy votes. You want to be the party that gives away free money, and if those people want to keep that free money, they have to keep voting for you. Nothing about independence, nothing about freedom, because everybody knows with freedom comes responsibility. And that responsibility is to yourself and to your family, to support yourself and your family. I'm so sick of this permanent class of Democrats, of this permanent underclass of people. I mean, when you listen to them talk in these videos, that's why they never learned how to speak properly. That's why there's nothing professional about these people. There's no need to be. They don't got to work. All they have to do is vote Democrat, and the government will literally give them free money, free housing, free food forever, indefinitely. What Donald Trump is doing right now is probably the healthiest thing anyone can do. It's called tough love. We're going to have to rip these band-aids off eventually. And to see how many people have the balls to get on Beyonce's internet and basically threaten to steal. And I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to do it because I think they're chicken shit. Because if you were the real deal, right? If you were really about, then you would also be a hustler. You would also be working to support yourself. These people have been living off the government for generations, and there's no end in sight. A permanent underclass of permanent Democrats, because everyone knows once you stop voting, once you start taking care of yourself, you're no longer going to want to vote Democrat because you hate them. You're like, I have to go to work and my tax money pays for these other people who don't have to work. So I got to pay thousands to live here, but these people can pay 500-600 to live here. Are they better than me? Why is it not fair? Their food is free, but I have to pay. I have to go out and earn income to pay for my food, but they don't. Where's the equality in that? Just like this whole, we're going to forgive your student loans. Well, what about those of us who paid them already? So we're going to be penalized for being responsible, and you're going to reward the irresponsible because you want to keep a permanent voter class of slaves. And the reason I say slaves is because what is it called when you're living off of someone for free? You have to do very minimal labor. Now that I think about it, the only labor these people have to do is sex work, because that's where the children come from. So the government is really just paying you for sex. What is that called? It's crazy. Diddy got 4 years in jail for paying for sex. But when the government pays for sex so that you can vote for them and so that you keep having kids and you're paid to do it, no one gets in trouble. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, but you know what the thing is with Trump doing this is tough love. Where's the volume? Facebook. Oh, sorry.
I really plan on walking out of Walmart with a whole bunch of buggies. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm at Walmart and them folks that they ready for you. So many of y'all done posted that y'all gonna run up out the store. Walmart, particularly Walmart, is everywhere. So they told me to personally tell y'all, bring it out. Now I know y'all want to feed y'all children for Thanksgiving. But do you want to be in jail too? Now I don't think y'all want to eat them hard brick peanut butter jelly sandwiches in jail. Them hard boiled eggs. That sweet water they call Kool-Aid. That give you yeast infection. That mystery meat they call loney on some bread on Thanksgiving. You ain't got no food now. You really ain't gonna have no food then. And I know.
When I hear these people, because she's right, these people keep making these threats on the internet about what they're gonna do if they don't get there. You can't threaten somebody into helping you because at this point, it's not even help. If the help's supposed to be temporary. If you need this help to survive, well, then you're dependent on it. Then it's not help anymore. It's worse than that. It's enabling you. It's making you weak. You're so weak that you can't even feed yourself. Actually, you can. You just never had to because there was always daddy government there. Let's be honest, these people that are on the county, these people that are the majority of these people that are getting on here, because I'll be honest, people lie to me. Black people lie to me. Everybody I know black keeps telling me, oh, it's more white people on the government assistance than we are. But when I watch Beyonce, when I look at Beyonce's internet, all I see are just black people, black women, black dude, everybody black on here for the most part, complaining and going crazy. Where's the diversity of thought? Where's the diversity of dependence? These other people are like, well, if we don't get benefits next month, I guess I'm gonna have to go get a job. Not these black folks. They said, we don't get what we want. We'd rather just go to jail. So tell me you hate your kids without telling me you hate your kids. You're willing to be taken away from your children and go in and sit into a jail, then having to go to court, having to get on probation because it's probably going to be misdemeanor shoplifting. You'd rather do all of that instead of going to find gainful employment? Unbelievable. And when I say it's slavery, because I don't believe any of the slave stories. I do believe in indentured servitude. I believe that's what it really was. I don't, but the whole slave and master dynamic is it's just a normal part of how humans operate. If you are not the kind of freedom isn't for everybody. Everybody doesn't want freedom. Some people want another person to tell them when to wake up, when to go to bed, when to work, when to eat, when to sleep. In prison, that's how it works. A lot of people enjoy living in prison. There's structure there. But when you're on the outside, you have to choose and make way for yourself. But if the government is taking care of you, then the government is your master. The government is your overseer. The government is the one that's telling you what to do. You don't want independence. You don't want freedom. You want servitude. And that's why I'm a big proponent that plantations should still be a thing for people who don't want to work. They call them projects right now, but I believe that they should be fenced in communities where the housing is free, and it's kind of like a commune. That's where the word communist comes from. You want to live somewhere where the government controls all the means of production. They own the housing. So they give you government cheese and vegetables every month, and you eat off of that. You get a voucher, and then you get a voucher for free housing. But they're going to make you do some form of physical labor, low skilled, of course. But somebody will tell you what to do. You can live on a plantation. Allowing people just to roam the streets in the real world, people that want freedom versus people who don't want to be free per se, it's like you're forcing freedom on these people. I remember I hear the stories of how Juneteenth come about. I'm starting to think now that those soldiers came there and told those people they were free, and those people were like, yeah, we like it here. We don't want to go nowhere because the owner of the plantation was the government, basically. And he was the one making sure you had a place to live, made sure you had food, and you just went out and did minimal labor. You didn't, and then guess what? They would want you to have kids too for more labor. It's kind of like the government is now. It's amazing to me how many people want slavery over freedom. And I feel like with a lot of people, freedom is being forced upon them. They don't want it. I get on the internet every day and I see women. They're like, I don't want to work no more. I want someone's going to tell me what to do, tell me when to get up. I'm like, so you want a husband, but you basically want a master. You want a boss that's going to tell you what to do. Everybody is not cut out for freedom because responsibility comes with freedom. And no, and everybody doesn't want to be responsible for themselves. They don't want to even be responsible for their own kids. So when I'm watching these videos and people are like begging to get arrested and go to jail, and it's like, yeah, I know you dislike your kids, but how much do you want to just get away from them? That you'll go sit in jail for shoplifting, anything but working. You think you could just threaten the camera and that's gonna move the needle? That's not how this works. In America, you're supposed to be responsible for yourself. That's why this government has to shrink. The only reason why they give you benefits every month is because they want to buy your vote indefinitely. Trump knows that. Conservatives know that. But we can't compete with that because we believe in self determination. We don't believe in taking care of people that are physically able to work. Now, if you're a veteran, if you're handicapped, if you have a disability, then we understand that. But you saying, "Oh, because I'm black, that's a disability," that's not going to work. That's not a disability. You think Ketanji Brown Jackson thinks it's a disability. The rest of us don't buy it. There's nothing this there. You think that you're overcoming a disability by just being waking up in the morning and being black. That's not overcoming a disability. It's not. In a lot of instances, it's an advantage. So when you see the entitlement in the face of these people that are on here screaming, you got to understand where it comes from.
Y'all like to tussle in the comments, so baby, this ain't that. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just relaying the message. They said they ready for y'all to run up in them stores and think you gonna get away with it. Shit, y'all already done told on your damn selves. I'm running out with 2 buggies. Stop. They already done clocked Joe T. You think they ain't on social media? You think the police ain't on social media? They already know what you're talking about. You done told on yourself. You're already guilty. Don't do it, Pookie. You got 38 days from today to get prepared for Thanksgiving. And if you got your stamps this month, I'm pretty sure you still got food, so quit stressing. I'm on my way to the food bank. My cabinet's looking mighty empty right about now. But you think I'm about to run up out of here with some food? Nah, it ain't worth it. But
It's crazy. I remember, like I said, I watch these videos, right? And I hear these people with like crazy accents and vernacular. And I'm always wondering, like, where do these people work? Like, because there's no way you have a customer service job or you're dealing with the public and this is how you talk. I'm barely just now realizing in my life the people who sound like this, they don't work. They've never worked. There's very few positions that you can be in where you're not going to have to speak at least proper, decent amounts of English, which makes it easier for you to communicate with. I'm like watching these videos. I'm like, man, there's no where does this person? What do they do for a living? And now you see what they do. They literally scam the government and they threaten to take away their votes. So it's crazy. It's like for Democrats to even exist requires fraud, requires bribery, requires the worst conditions. Like nobody's choosing this. This is what you do. Democrat is what you do when you don't have another choice because you don't want to work and take care of yourselves. So I mean, to be honest with you, if these people lose these benefits, which they should, because why are you allowed to be on there forever? Just so you're voting a certain way forever. But I mean, Trump saying 2 years Section 8, 2 years food, that's enough. And now with all the deportations, there's tons of jobs opening. But it's going to be a curve because some of these people have been out of work their whole lives. They've never worked. So to get them into the mode of being responsible is going to take time, but that's where this tough love is going to have to come in. People have been sending me these videos all week. I just kind of stayed out of it because I didn't know what angle to come at this from. But like, look at this video here.
yes, I really got $1,100 in food stamps. That's not even the most I've ever got. I got like 13 something in food stamps. When I dropped my oldest son off, it was 1,100. Why y'all acting so surprised? I got 5 children. I wasn't.
You have 5 children that are not by the government. The government did not have sex with you and make these kids. Why is it up to the taxpayers to give you over $1,000 per month indefinitely? It's like, just to keep these benefits, you got to keep making more and more kids. Do you know how disgusting that is for a person who works? When you see that this is what other women got to do, they just got to lay up and have sex and make kids. I mean, that sounds like the life, but it's not fair to the rest of us. It has to end. It can't keep going like this. And honestly, if people find out no matter who you vote for, you're no longer going to be getting free money for your vote, which in the form of an EBT or SNAP benefits, then just to get lower taxes, people will probably want to vote conservative. Just because they want the government to get out of their way so that there'd be less regulation so they can try to do their own thing, I think a lot of these people will vote conservative. Because I guess there is no other benefit of voting Democrat besides, well, they literally pay you money every month in benefits. That's a shame. And it's like, but we had to do this to expose what's really going on. This woman says, I got 5 kids. Like, that's our fucking problem. Lady, those are your kids. That's your problem. That's not our responsibility. If you, where's the dad? Where are the fathers? Why are you doing this? And expecting, they're literally expecting us to keep paying. It's like, I have to use my capitalist tax dollars to fund your socialist communist utopia. I don't want to do it. I abstain.
Working, but I was going to school and I was getting a school check. And when your income go up, your money go down on EBT.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me you're only going to school to get the school check? You weren't going to school to learn? Because think about it. You finished school and you're still not working. So you went there just to scam us. You scammed the education system. You scammed the government. You have no intentions on going to work. Your only intentions is to beg taxpayers for the next, how many other years of your life you have left. This is why I wear a MAGA hat. Cutting off these benefits is what makes America great again. Literally, to get these dependents off of the government, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be rough, but we can't just keep taking care of these people forever because we're not taking care of everybody. So either we all pay rent to live, we all buy our own groceries, or nobody buys us groceries, or nobody pays to live. It can't just be certain people only. That's not, how is that equal? And these are not sick people, these are healthy people, healthy as hell. And they're obviously not hungry because I'm like, well, how are you having all this sex on an empty stomach? Shit, their stomachs aren't empty at all. People gaining weight.
There's probably folks out here to get more than that because they got like 8, 9, 10 children. Why do y'all keep bashing folks for getting the help that they need? The man does not always stay around and help to provide.
And whose fault is that? That you could not pick a better man that wanted to have kids with you, a man that wanted to be a father. You couldn't even. The reason the reason you can't have a husband, the reason your children don't have a father, you have zero incentive to get along with the man and make it work, because it's a bigger payday for you if you go through the government, and there's no man there that's going to basically check you and keep you on schedule. You kind of just do whatever you want, and no one's going to be there to hold you accountable. So you don't want a man there anyway, and the government's taking the place of a man, which cannot be allowed. The government is not a husband for you. And you got to take care of yourself. If you want to have kids, go for it. But you got to work it out with the father. You can't expect the government and taxpayers to be the father, because when us taxpayers start to tell you what to do with your kids, you won't listen. You get an attitude. You want to fight and make videos. If we're supporting your kids, then we definitely have a say so on how you raise them and what they're going to do. More than half our kids are probably thinking to themselves, how can I get the government to take care of me when I grow up? How can I scam the system? This has to be done away with. The way it works in this country, the way it used to work in this country, you don't work, you don't eat. You got to pull yourself up. Life's and then having the food that you want. Oh, they're going to cut back the benefits. Eating what you want, living how you want is a luxury. Just like all luxuries, they must be afforded, and these people can't afford them right now.
It's not that we don't want to work. Hell, we can't because who gonna watch our children?
Then don't have children until you know how you're going to balance out a work life scenario. Until you can figure out who's going to watch your kids and where they're going to live while you're at work, then don't have kids. But that's your problem. You have freedom. With freedom means you're responsible for yourself. That's the thing. You want us to be responsible for you, plus you have freedom. You can't have it both ways. If I tell you everything to do and I got to take care of you, then you're a slave. You can't be a free slave. You have to pick one, and you're gonna have to stick with it. Letting these people just ride the line, this is ridiculous.
They about to do away with ABC vouchers. That means the ABC vouchers help fund the daycare that you need to go to work or go to school or do whatever you need to do. I never trusted a daycare with my children. Every time I tried to send one of my children to daycare, a child died. I'm sorry, got unalive or got beaten on. Something happened to the child, and that was my sign to say hell no.
Then don't have kids. If you have a mother, if you have a grandmother, if you have somebody that can help you, then you have kids. But you just having kids and don't know what you're going to do, how you're going to support them, how they're going to go to date. Like, this is crazy. And their government is literally rewarding you for this behavior and enabling it. So things are now, at this rate, nothing's going to ever change and get better. Trump's doing the right thing. Cut all this shit off.
So I decided to go to school and get them degrees that I have. So when it's time for me to get outside, baby, I can shine. Like the
You can't shine. You have no work experience. Those degrees don't mean nothing. We don't even know what you got a degree in. And you're ashamed to tell us because you know we're going to laugh. You didn't learn a skill. You went to school to get the school money. That's it. The Pell Grant, that little student loans, that you went to school to get that. You didn't get there to get an education. You're not going to get outside and shine on nothing because you're not being forced to. You need to be somebody's janitor or a maid or a lunch lady, something that's easy. Like I said, minimal labor, but at least you're gainfully employed. At least you know the value of a dollar right now means nothing to you. That's why you're so frivolous with your food stamps and your benefits, is because you didn't have to earn it. There is no meritocracy in this equation. That's why this has to stop.
diamond star that I am. And can't nobody make me feel bad about the struggle, baby. Because if you have never struggled, you can't relate to me, period. You think the government assistance and EBT and all that stuff was put in place to help folks that don't need help?
Why do y'all need so much fucking help every month? Get your life together. Fix it. Stop needing help. You've been needing help for the past 10 years. How old is your oldest son? 14, 15? You've needed help even before then. So when does the help ever stop for you? When does the help stop for these people? Why do you need help in, perpetual help forever? Forever. So that means this is never going to stop. That's why it should never start. Once you start taking care of people, you can never stop, because once you do, now they're going to act out. It's going to be, then you're not supposed to even start. Immigrants come to this country and work their ass off. You know how disgusted we are when we see these people that are born here, speak the language, know the topography, and they literally are living off the state and pretend like they can't work and they can't take care of themselves and, oh, woe is me. It's disgusting. And people are literally getting on here, oh, but Rico this and Rico, just every excuse in the world. Every excuse. Nothing about personal accountability, personal responsibility. It's like they just want to be unaccountable for anything. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely not. Yes, I really got $1,100 in food stamps. That's not even the most I've ever got. I got like 13 something in food stamps.
$1,300 in 1 month. Then we wonder why we can't afford this, can't afford that, budget deficits. These cities are going bankrupt because these are blue cities inside of red states that are buying blue votes. And this is how they buy them, with EBT cards and SNAP benefits and Section 8 vouchers. They're just buying a whole and it keeps these people down because they never get out of poverty because it's easy. Independence and freedom is hard. Living off of somebody is easy. This is crazy. Like I said, I keep getting these videos.
Check this out. When it comes to this whole thing about the EBT benefits being delayed in November, the only thing I got to say is I definitely feel sorry for disabled people, people that aren't able to work, people that really need that assistance. But for those of you folks that said you going to go down to the store, act a fool, cut up, and steal stuff, if you can do all that, you can take your ass to work.
Absolutely true. Absolutely correct. It's like these people are willing to do anything but go to work. They're too good to work, but they're not too good to beg. Make it make sense. Like and subscribe, share the video. Right Wing Rico, the single boyfriend. I want to hear your thoughts. If you think I'm wrong, tell me. If you think I'm right, tell me. I'm open to all suggestions. I'm just getting tired of these videos of all these people getting on here threatening a camera. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm going then do it. We literally have prison cells for criminals. Become a criminal. Steal. We'll have you arrested. We don't care. We don't mind arresting you. You think it's bad because people are taking these illegals are taking away from their kids? You're an American about to be taken away from your kids too. Let's see if the illegals cry for you. I'll I'll make a bet that they won't. And when I say my bet, I'm not talking about the NBA bets. I'm not talking about the dude from the Miami Heat. I'm not talking about these other LeBron and them. I'm talking about an actual bet. I bet they won't. Okay, and my bet is real. So let's talk about it. Send me a message, whatever. Leave a comment, and I'll be back on another few minutes with another topic. But I'm gonna keep talking about this. This isn't over. But I just wanted to at least bring it up now ahead of time, and then that way it can preference the other conversations we have coming up. So like and subscribe, share the video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you again shortly.